You're allowed to outgrow people. No one warns you how lonely healing can be. Not the cute kind of lonely where you light a candle and journal your way to peace. The ugly kind. The kind where you wake up and realize half the people you loved don't fit your life anymore. Not because you're better, but because you're different. You grow, you change, and suddenly the conversations don't hit the same. The jokes feel sharp, the silence feels louder, and then comes the guilt. The guilt for pulling away, the guilt for needing more, the guilt for not wanting to be around people who drain you, distract you, or keep you small. But here's the truth. You're allowed to outgrow people, even the ones who were there when you broke, even the ones who meant everything at one point, even the ones who never really hurt you, but never really saw you either. You don't have to stay in rooms that shrink you just because you helped paint the walls. Let that sink in. You are allowed to walk away from familiar places that no longer feel like home. This is what growth looks like: discomfort, distance, and the courage to disappoint people who had a version of you they wanted to keep. You don't owe anyone the version of yourself you've already buried. That doesn't make you cold. It makes you honest. We glorify loyalty, even when it rots, even when it silences us, even when we lose years trying to be what someone else needed instead of who we truly are. But staying small to make others comfortable is not kindness. It's self-abandonment. Read that again. This is your permission slip to evolve, even if no one claps, even if they misunderstand you, even if they talk about you when you leave, because peace isn't always polite, and growth isn't always gentle. Sometimes it looks like losing 10 people and gaining yourself. Sometimes it means choosing solitude over shallow company, silence over forced connection, boundaries over fake harmony. You're not too much, you're not dramatic, you're not selfish for wanting better energy in your life. You're just awake now, and once you're awake, you can't go back to sleep. You start noticing things you used to ignore. You start craving depth over distraction. You start protecting your energy like it's sacred, because it is. You start telling the truth, even when your voice shakes. You start asking for more, not because you're demanding, but because you're done settling. The people who love the real you will stay. The rest were just passing through. You're not here to make everyone comfortable. You're here to be real. And if being real costs you people who only liked your mask, so be it. Let them go. They may talk. Let them. They may not understand. That's okay. They're not meant to walk this stretch of road with you. Your evolution will be too loud for some and too quiet for others. You'll scare people who aren't ready for your clarity. You'll frustrate those who preferred your silence. And still, you must move. You must build the version of your life that doesn't require constant apology, that doesn't start with permission or end with regret. You must stop shrinking for people who never learned how to expand. There is no growth without some level of grief. And sometimes the grief is losing people you once prayed would never leave. That grief is real, but so is your rebirth. You are not breaking. You are becoming. And the people who are meant to love this version of you, the unfiltered, unafraid, unedited version of you, they won't flinch. They'll recognize you. Until then, let it burn. Let it break. Let it go. You're building a life where you don't have to flinch to fit in. And that's freedom.